Kestronath Coming, Prayer of the Rashan, Chapter 1, The Dream. In a dream one night, a voice told me of a coming storm. This voice was one of supreme power. It wasn't exactly Ionis, nor was it Dacos. Something different. One that commanded the dance of the waves and the flames of our greatest bonfires. One that demanded respect, but also gave no care for it. A voice like the songs of Zemur and the screeches of Maw. It, in itself, was terrifyingly magnificent. I wake up abruptly from a nightmare. I shoot up and look around. All my brothers and sisters are still sleeping in their beds. What day is it? I thought to myself while rubbing my eyes awake before quickly remembering. It's Titans' Day. The day the Grand Murzimian Empire was founded by the heroic Titans. I jump out of bed and quickly try to wake my siblings through the moans and groans, and with unwavering excitement, I sprint down the stairs. I smell the sweet aroma of bacon floating through the air and into my nose. The pure excitement is enough to make me jump the last 3 steps, the landing making me stumble a bit, before running into the kitchen and seeing my mama and papa cooking the family breakfast. I look into the living room and see presents beside our shrine of Ionis. My excitement and anticipation grow further, to the point my tail begins to wag. I run to mama and hug her leg, and purr while rubbing my head against her. One paw is busy cooking and the other rubbing my head as she says, "Good morning, Naya. How did you sleep?" To which I respond, with excitement, "I slept good." Shifting from one foot to the other, salivating over the tremendous feast. "All my brothers and sisters are still asleep. I guess I was just too excited to stay asleep." The anticipation for breakfast helped me forget about my nightmare. Papa added, "Well, baby girl, go ahead and wake up your siblings and set up the table. It'll help breakfast come even quicker," with a small ornery smirk. Crawling as fast as I could back up the stairs, I see my eldest brother, Nem, finally start waking up. He looks at me, still with the strain of sleep in every action he takes, quickly followed by my older sister, Akane, who, through her childish realization, hops out of bed, eyes wide open.
"Hey everyone, get up! Let's help set up for brekkie!"
After everyone comes down, we all nestle down at the table and our maple chairs. Papa looking at me, asking, "Naya, would you like to say grace?" I excitedly nod my head before holding the hands of my family and saying a prayer to Ionis.
"Valapto Ionis, anzanto siato ma, valap acto kaihuneka zentayan, valakauda dekan, yolatan ayo."
I quickly open my eyes and see the food placed around the table, reaching for random assortments of meats to throw on my plate, before eating it like a starved tiger. After savoring the delicious breakfast, my papa and brothers stand up and collect the plates, before putting them into the sink to be washed. Mama prompts the rest of us to move toward the living room. Making our way towards our couches, the anticipation of Titans' Day presents fill the air. The room is adorned with festive decorations, shimmering lights, and colorful ribbons. Sitting down on the leather couches adorned with blankets in a traditional iodid pattern of whites, purples, and golds. The blanket feels of a soft fur and add a feeling of warmth to the otherwise cold couches. My papa and brothers return from cleaning up the disaster that remained from our feast. While my brothers head toward any open spot, my papa heads toward the statue of Ionis to pass out presents one by one. We all had a decent-sized gift our parents bought us. Nem was trying to be a lawyer, so our parents got him a statue of Brevistus. Our second oldest brother, Keifu, was wanting to join the defense force, so he got a signed waiver for entry. Nish, who wished to join the clergy, got a study version of the Kagrafiki. As Rashan, it's very difficult to join the clergy, but Massa, as someone who wanted to join the Grand Murzimian Navy, got a copy of the Titan stories. Akane got a computer to write her stories. And I got a golden egg. I saw my reflection in the warming glow. Staring into it, my heart began to race. My breath gained speed. The warmth of the reflection began to feel like fire. The voice, much older than the one from my dream earlier, came back and said, "I'm sorry," causing me to throw the egg away. Everyone stared at me with concern as I curled up into a ball and began to cry. Mama came up to me and tried to comfort me despite not realizing the reason for my outburst. What I was seeing and what was around me were entirely different. I was on top of a mountain. I heard the beating of war drums. Everyone seemed to be covered in a viscous black oil. Their words sounded like an alien language, one familiar but also unintelligible. Their words sounded comforting and angry. The wind I heard sounded like screams, and the air smelt of soot and ash. The sky seemed to crash around me, and I saw a man covered in shadow, looking like a conductor, leading an evil melody. I saw his evil song play, but just before the finale, I came to, seeing everyone trying to comfort me. I look at the egg, still casting a reflection, but it wasn't me. It was a Xantoian. This one looked to be covered in the same oil my family was moments ago. She stared back at me before shaking her head in disappointment and turning away. Once she had left, the reflection returned to just being me, my fur disheveled and orange. The light that had been in my eyes was long since gone. I finally heard my mama asking me, Baby, are you okay? What happened?" before picking me up to give me a hug.
Mama, I just had a strange vision. You were all covered in an oil and the world seemed to be on fire. And there was a man. I had a similar nightmare last night.
Papa kind of chuckled with concern. Guess that's why you were awake so early, causing Mama to glare at him with disappointment. He then followed up with, "Baby, it was just a hallucination. We will all be fine, I promise, okay?" I nodded my head with tears still in my eyes. I tried to wipe them away, still afraid of my family.
Mama, Papa, I love you guys. Don't get hurt by the evil man in the sky. We won't, okay? And look, we're all still here. Me, Papa, your sisters, and all your brothers. We won't leave you,
Mama said, feeling pity. She hugged me once more before saying,
"Now, Naya, let's all go get ready for the family barbecue. I heard Uncle Hana's going to cook his ribs, and I'll make sure he makes them the exact way you like them. Okay, baby?"
I nodded my head once more before trying to recoup myself to head back upstairs, ensuring to leave the golden egg there on the ground where I threw it. Mama picked me up and carried me upstairs. I watched as my father picked up the egg and looked at it in confusion. As soon as his paw touched it, I saw his fur shimmer with a dark light. Upstairs, my mother helped me find clothes for the barbecue. Looking through my clothes, we found a white jacket with purple shoulders and soft frilly lines going down, making me almost look, in Mama's words, like a little fighter pilot. And my pretty purple patch skirt that Nish used to wear to match. After throwing on my outfit for the day, we went outside and hopped in our van to head over to Uncle Hana's house. I stared out the window, watching the skyscrapers pass by, still haunted from my vision from earlier. The city we lived in seemed to drown out the sky. Eventually, we got out of the city and into the outskirts. The highway seemed to drag on. The skyscrapers turned into small houses, then into fields where they grew corn and cows. I felt pity for the cows because they were just waiting for the day Ionis called their name. After what felt like an eternity, we found ourselves parked outside of a large silvery barn with a metal barn out back and many silos to match. We were instructed to get out, but everything said just seemed to muddle together in a mess of incoherent sounds. I saw Uncle Hannes standing outside of the house to greet us. He was hugging everyone as they entered, but when he got to me, he knelt down and said, "Knight, I heard about what happened earlier. Want to sit down and talk about it?" I shook my head, to which he responded, "Well, Knight, just know I'm here for you. I love you, and you know that you're safe here. Out there in the city, they watch y'all. Ain't nothing gonna come close to hurting us out here. But what you say we go hunting tomorrow? I'll even ask your mama for you." Hesitantly, I nod my head in response. "Well, let's head in and enjoy the rest of the family," he said, petting my head, then turned around and escorted me into the house. Hey, Murzimians, Kestronathians, and all other creatures of Zydone. This is Murzim here. I just want to say thank you all for listening. This is the first chapter in my book. I'm going to be uploading them all, and it hasn't been professionally edited yet, so tell me what you guys think. Tell me whether you love it, whether you hate it, whether it's the best thing you've ever listened to before, whether it's the worst thing you've ever listened to before. Just tell me what you guys think. Say it in the comments below. And if you have any corrections, whether that be on my voice acting, on my writing, or anything in between, I would love to hear it. So, yeah, and if you can, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, tell me how you guys think, and if you want to, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, thank you all. I appreciate you all.